What's going on? I am the Paige J, owner and CEO of the Paige J Production Studios, and this is where we are.
What made you want to create your own studio?
When I decided to create my own studio, I needed a space where I could be creative. I was doing it at my house for a while, pretty much working from my desk, and I needed that creative space where it put me in a vibe to work harder.
But what do you think inspired you the most?
Being introduced to Sexpert Tayomi while I was still at Prairie View. I was the first female general manager of the radio station, and also was the first student to have a show about sex. So initially, radio was all that I wanted to do, and I wanted to talk. You could have made me talk about anything. You could have put any type of script in front of me, and just as long as I was on the radio, I was cool with that. But going in and actually choosing a genre that I enjoyed, it was just way easier to jump into the adult entertainment industry.
What services do you offer, if you offer any?
Yes. Well, for the studio, 6 days out of the month, it's open to be rented out for special events, predominantly media, but for any events, we're licensed to serve liquor. So just I have different packages with that for event planning. Also, first of the year, my product line drops. So I have a sex toy line that'll be coming out the first of the year. And the front of my building will be my storefront. So it'll be open for people to come in daily to shop with me and with the Paige J Production toy line. And also I'll be holding classes starting the first of the year. Generally starting with women first to get them more comfortable with their sexuality, because I think we struggle a little bit more than men. And I'll be holding classes. I'm taking suggestions, but I have my first 7 classes set up for the first of the year.
Okay.
As far as women, we find it kind of difficult to be comfortable with our sexuality, especially with the media and industry. We feel so, pressured, or we're seen in a bad light. So how can women be more comfortable?
Not letting society dictate to them who they're supposed to be sexually. Growing up, we were taught ladies were to be seen, not heard. Ladies were supposed to be ladies, closed legs, crossed feet. You couldn't do things that men did, especially not sexually. Being promiscuous was frowned upon. So words like virginity, words like soul ties, words like body count, I choose not to use or bring into my day-to-day world, because those are words that society used to diminish a woman's creativity in the bedroom.
That's deep, man. So let's talk about these themes that you've been posting on social media.
So I have days of the week on social media.
Okay.
So there's Masturbation Monday. Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite days, just because I think it's hard for you to teach your partner how to satisfy you when you don't have that kind of pinned down. Mm-hmm. I meet a lot of women on a day-to-day basis that speak on not masturbating, the real thing this, the real thing that. The real thing's great, but it's no good if you can't, I know a lot of women that suffer from never even experience a true climax or orgasm. And it's because you don't know how to direct your partner. So Masturbation Monday, one of my favorites. I love to post my toys. I love to do, censored demonstrations, things of that nature. Then there's Titty Tuesday, of course, that stemmed from Twitter. I used to think that was cool back in high school when I first initially saw it. And I was like, oh, wow, these women are posting their boobs on social media. But hey, no face, no case. Right. And it's also a way of expressing yourself with your body. Wednesdays, people consider hump days, but for Paige J Productions, it is With Me Wednesdays. And on my website, thepaigej.com, I have S&M for beginners. And that's because a lot of people hear S&M and they're like, oh no whips, no chains, no dungeon. And it's not always like that. Right. We have many acts sexually sometimes that we do in the bedroom, and it's a part of S&M, and we just don't know. Like edging, for instance, men do it all the time, and it's a part of S&M, and that's holding yourself back from erecting, and that's so you can last longer. Mm-hmm. That's called edging. That's a definition within S&M. So for me on Wednesdays, With Me Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, kind of like a tease, more of a tease. And I've tried to open up because later on I want to be able to match black couples. I love black love. I think it's awesome, especially with millennials. I think that we can have a lot of power couples out here if we weren't so headstrong. So Thirsty Thursdays, I post seductive pictures of myself, and I also put it out there for people to send me pictures of them, their names, their age, where they're from or where they're currently living, and their social media name. So I can post it, and those that are looking to see what it is that they want to explore with these people, they can easily find them. So Friday is Freaky Friday, and that's just an exploration of showing how far you can go. You know, just, hey, I'll go this far in the bedroom. Oh, here are my limits, which hard limits also a part of S&M. Then Seduce Me Saturday. I love seduction. I like when couples are able to equally seduce each other. Sometimes women are more of the seducers. Yeah. So I want men to be out. Like, I like a man that likes to strip. Like, take clothes off for me. That's seduction, and it's fun. And Sunday is Sex Me Sunday. Always, in the beginning of the week with a cleanse. And that's our erection. So
what's needed to have the ultimate sexapade?
Ooh, what is needed?
What is needed?
2 willing partners.
Uh-huh.
And what I mean by that, the reason why people aren't having really good sexual experiences is because both partners are not coming in with the mindset willing to please. So when I say that, it's more so if I come into a situation and say, okay, I'm willing to please him, and he comes into a situation and says, well, I'm willing to please her, no one goes unsatisfied. So to have the best sexapade, communication is everything. When you're able to open up to your partner and say, hey, well, this has been one of my fantasies. Would you be comfortable with that? Would you be able to do that with me? Is it something you're a little shy on? Is it something we can work towards? Communication is everything. When you're able to open up sexually, verbally with your partner, you can have the best sex of your life.
Well then. Okay. That was definitely something I was interested in learning about. So what inspired you to start writing about erotic adventures?
Oh, my short erotica stories. Actually, I hate when people ask me this question. I hate when people ask me this question because it stemmed from an ex. An ex of mine, which we're still great, but he's the one that pretty much, his introduction to the sexpert is what got me on the path. So he played a huge part. I remember I was so mad with him. But we were, going through a time, but I wanted to have sex so bad. But I was always the breaker. He would never break. Because for some reason, men, sometimes y'all can go and touch yourselves, go on about your business.
Right.
For us, sometimes we really wanted, and I enjoyed sex with him. So I wrote in my notes on my phone, and I was just describing my mental take on our sexual experiences. And it was short. It was, just short, quick, to the point. And I was like, oh, girl, that was hot. I used to love to watch Zane, Sex Chronicles, read Zane books. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you could write like that. I've always been into journalism, but I was more on the media end. Right. So actually sitting and writing, I tell people all the time, I feel I speak better than I write. Started with that, and I was like, oh, this is pretty hot. Actually posted it on social media, and everyone responded to it very well. And still to this day, I write my stories in my notes before I post them. Before they make it to my computer, before they make it to the website.
Would you ever get a book published, or have you ever thought about that?
Of course. Of course, one day.
One day?
One day.
I can see that.
Can't speak on much, but one day, yeah, definitely. I think that'd be awesome. I think people will cling to that pretty quickly. So, yeah, it's definitely something I love to do. I love to be a published author.
How has your attention shifted from becoming a writer to an entrepreneur with your business?
It all goes hand in hand at times.
Mm-hmm.
For me, being a writer and then being a business owner, it was just kind of me putting a stamp on my product.
Okay.
I feel it was me putting a stamp on my product. It's definitely harder. It's definitely more work. It's more diligent. It's more responsibility. And I can't be lazy. See, I had times when I was just a writer that I could take that time and be lazy. And now, being a business owner, working for things to be profitable and not just for the thrill of it, it's a job. So that's how I've I try not to lose the excitement out of it with so much of the work. And that's what I try to tell people all the time. This is a passion for me, but sometimes the work can pull it. So always try to keep a good balance and remember why you started in the first place.
I think people should do that with like every passion. Like as
Yeah.
long as you keep that direction of it.
So how can one spice up their sex life?
Ooh, there's a lot of ways you can spice up your sex life. People always go straight to threesomes. And it's not always, you don't always have to do that. That's pro-choice. I do suggest speaking with a sexologist or a sexpert before going into that. It's a lot of things that comes with that.
Yes.
And a lot of couples are not ready for it. So to spice your sex life up is just the word freak. Be a freak. But no one actually understands what that word means. A freak is someone that goes into every sexual encounter looking to intensify their orgasm. So if you say to me, Paige, what was the best sex you ever had? I'll tell you the last time I had sex. That was the best sex I've ever had. Because I'm a freak. Every time I have sex, I look to intensify the last orgasm that I had. So find ways and find things that pleases your partner. You might be shocked to find that the back of his calf is a sensation for him. Or, no, it's the neck, the arms. I love being touched here. So it's different places. Study your partner's body. And that's how you can spice up your sex life. Tantric sex, orgasm of the breathing. That's a way to spice up your sex life, especially if you and your partner are in love and have a deep intimacy for one another. You can spice it up like that, but all communication. What can we do? Can we do this? Scenery is huge. Your bed is not always the place that you want to have sex. I had a partner like that, and it was very annoying, especially coming from a relationship where we could be anywhere and anybody could be around. And if that's how we felt, that's what we were doing. Yeah. So change of scenery, location, just not even in the house. Sometimes it's, let's have a staycation. Let's go get a room for the weekend and do this and do that. It's just so many different ways you can spice up your relationship. Now, if you're going on the threesome end, then, definitely consult. Definitely sit down with your partner and choose wisely.
Choose wisely. That was the best advice ever.
Choose wisely.
Everyone, encourages this until, what comes with it. If it backfires, no one considers that. It's always engaged.
Just do it. Yeah, I think everyone should have the experience. Don't get me wrong. I think everyone should have the experience. I don't think everyone is prepared to have the experience with a loved partner.
Yeah. Me
personally, I can't do that within a relationship that I love. Mm-hmm. I would have to do that. Me, a single woman, another single man. That's the only way that I, can do that, because I can't.
I agree.
And I'm a sexpert, But you have to know your limits, know what you can handle. Don't do things because other people can do things. Works do within your relationship and in your bedroom, or lack thereof. What works for you?
Yeah, that's very touching, guys. Very touching. So what would you say are the do's and don'ts in the bedroom?
That goes per person. I don't have many. If you ask for me personally.
Yes, you personally.
Oh, girl, sit back. Oh,
you personally.
Here we go. I knew it'd get good. Well, so, like I've spoken, I've never, on my website, I didn't speak of it being me personally, but there's 3 places that I believe are no-goes for nutting on a woman. That's a woman's eyes, nose, hair. So that includes my face. That's my face. That's my... That is a no. And that's probably the only no I have. No. Yeah.
Pretty flexible.
I'm not... anal, it depends. Yeah. Depends on the partner. It depends on the size of the partner.
Yes.
Because everyone wants a big size man until a big size man tears your walls down. You know.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not keen on the real big dicks. I'm just not. I'm just not. I mean, I don't want, you can't, be peeing on your balls, but because I like to be able to have the options if I want to explore in that way with you. And a wise said man in that aspect, no. But I do like butt plugs. So I will go with the butt plug instead. I definitely will go with the butt plug. Anal for me is, that's my spontane. Because it's not a daily thing, it's not a weekly thing, it's not a monthly thing. It's more of a spontane. It might happen, it's 12 months in a year. Might happen 3 times out the year.
Okay.
But the butt plug can happen weekly, daily,
Okay.
Thumb, finger, all that can happen weekly, daily. It's just, it takes a lot out of a person that doesn't do that on a normal basis. Mm-hmm. And let's be frank, I'm an African American woman. We have our limits, and for people like that's all you got. That's all. Yeah, just don't do that in my face. You can go chin down, but my face, no, I can't. I won't do it.
Okay.
And I don't play with men's behinds.
Yeah, they don't like that.
No, I don't play with men's behinds. I don't believe in pegging. You have some men that like to be penetrated anally by their women. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no.
Not licking your behind. I just don't think that. No, it's emasculating in my mind.
It is.
No, gooch is a gooch. It's close enough, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
No, I'll play with a gooch. I'm not playing with an asshole. That's just not. So no, can't nut in my face. Not playing with a man's behind.
So what would you say you include on your sex playlist?
Ooh, I do. I have several sex playlists. It depends on what kind of sex I'm trying to have.
Some great sex.
I mean, it's all great.
Top notch, world ending.
It's all great, but it depends because I have my times where I want to be intimate, and that depends on the partner. I'm not intimate with everybody. You can't be intimate with everybody.
Yeah.
So depending on the partner, if I'm being intimate, I'll have my seduction list, which is a little bit more mild tone. And then, I got my bedroom booms from when I'm trying to cut it up. I might not, maybe I'm not trying to kiss you tonight. Okay. Maybe I'm trying to do you. I'm just trying to do you. So it just depends on the atmosphere. It depends on the partner. It depends on where my mindset is. If I'm nasty, and I want to be nasty, so I'm not trying to do all that affectionate stuff, then, yeah, we can have some raggedy music. Raggedy sex music.
So a little R. Kelly in there. Sprinkle.
R. Kelly is everywhere. R. Kelly is everywhere. The king of R&B, by the way. Paige J said it. She said it, definitely. R. Kelly is, but you have your different R. Kelly. We could do Get Up on the Room R. Kelly when I'm trying to be seductive, or Strip for You when I'm just trying to make it happen. Or legs shaking. It just R. Kelly has a whole. I have a whole R. Kelly by itself.
Oh, okay.
R. Kelly has a whole
Sure.
by itself. Chris Brown as well. Trey Songz as well.
Yes, definitely.
But yeah, definitely. And I'm old school, so I like old school music too. I love Barry White. I love Teddy Pendergrass. I love Al Green. I love the Isley Brothers. I love Jaheim.
In between sheets. Okay.
Yeah, I'm old school, so yeah, it just depends on what we trying to complete tonight. If we watching a flick or making a flick.
I'm guessing people come to you and tell you things about their sex life, normally.
Daily. They pay me to do that.
What do you think is the most, interesting, weird, or fascinating, case you came up with? Or they came up to you?
A man saying that his woman required too much sex.
So what she said was too much?
He said she wanted sex too often.
Damn.
That was new for me. In my studies, in my business, that was very new. So I just asked, well, how often, does she have to have sex? And she was just like, at least 7 days of the week, at least 5. And I said, well, that can be excruciating, but usually on the woman. Because, we're internal, you guys are external. So usually that would be more on on the woman. Come to find out, she just wasn't being pleased. And that's why her appetite was so high. And if he was pleasing her to her full potential, all she would need was twice a week. When you meet partners and you have partners that need, that aren't nymphos, and you know, like, okay, you're not a nympho. Mm-hmm. But what is it? You're not being pleased. Your partner's not being pleased. So what is it we can do as a unit to make sure that we're both being pleased? So that was the weirdest I ever had. That was weird. I had a pegger. I've had a woman that actually enjoyed pegging her man, and I was like, oh, well, that's different. You know, I think every woman has wanted to have a penis one day at a time. You know. Because sometimes you might catch women, we like to hump our men. Like, we keep behind you and hump on you. Like, I want to know what it's like to have a penis. That would be dope. But I'm not using it on no grown man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't judge. If it works for you, it works for you. Paige J just not doing it.
Say you're new to toys in the bedroom. What would you introduce first?
Bullet. Actually, no. The cock ring with the bullet is what I would introduce first. And that's because it goes on the shaft of a man, but at the top of it, it's a vibrator. So when you guys are having sex, it's it's vibrating on the shaft of his penis, which is stimulating him, and vibrating on your clitoris, which is stimulating you. That's how I would introduce it, because sometimes women are more open to the toy life than men are. So if you want to bring him in and make him more comfortable, then I would go with the cock ring with the vibrator on it. I'll definitely go with that one. Then we can go into the bullets by themselves. I like to introduce guys to the control-operated panties.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that makes them hot. Like, just you in the living room watching the game, she's in the kitchen cooking, you just click the remote, and you hear in there, you just crack up, because there's nothing she can do about it.
Right.
But it makes people a little bit more comfortable to bring them in. I think handcuffs, and I got my like little cute cufflinks, the anklets. Yeah. I think those are fun to bring in. The eye covers, maybe the chokers, because women, we wear chokers anyway.
Right.
So, but these are like collars with leashes. You know, so it's a different type of world when you get into it. So if you're just not getting into it, I would definitely start off with the cock ring, and you can get those from Walmart. You don't even have to go to the sex store. Trojan has their own brand of the cock rings that you guys can get in the store. Day to day, you can just walk in Walmart and get, hey, let's try this. You know, my ex was a little younger. One of my exes was younger than me, and he had never experienced toys in the bedroom. So I started him off that way, and after that, he was for the ride.
How about it? Wow.
He was for it. So that's how I would introduce it.
How do you go through your relationships while having this career?
Ooh, I'm single.
Yeah, you have.
I am single. Pro-choice, but I think I did it to start my business. I became single to start my business, and I realized in the relationship before starting my business that it was going to be an issue. It was going to be a problem. It definitely was going to be an issue. I get all kinds of type of DMs, messages, text messages. I have a whole folder of penises. I get them daily. Being a sexologist, men are gross.
Yes.
Some women are gross. I get hit on by girls, and I don't even like women. So you should see the things that I get on a day-to-day basis. And I think a man for me right now would not click with it. It has definitely put on the love part. My sex life is great. But, on the love aspect of it, no, nothing for the love right now. Can't do love right now. No one's ready to be in this lifestyle with me. Because a partner for me is someone that's going to have to indulge, experiment with me, be able to, I want to be able to pick up and say, hey, no, I'm not a swinger, but hey, I'm studying for, a couple. I have to deal with a lifestyle company, and I need to go check it out, and I need my partner to be game. Like, hey, no, we don't have to go in these clubs and do anything, but I need you to be willing to open up to my horizons, just like I want to be able to open up to yours. I want to be able to open up to your career path, but I need someone that's going to be able to help build within mine as well. So love, no. 2018 ends with no love for Paige J, but my sex life is great. So I'm okay.
I don't see nothing wrong
Very
with that.
casual. Very casual. And I'm chilling.
So what would be your favorite like porn category, you say?
Oh my Lord. I love porn. I watch porn every day, even if I'm not touching myself. Just like a TV show. See, because what I love about porn, maybe because I started watching porn too young. I was the definition of the kid that had Nickelodeon on the previous button.
Yeah.
And I had to turn it all the way down. I'm watching HBO, Sex Games. I'm watching Zane Sex Chronicles. So I love the storyline behind the porn. So my favorite genre, I don't know, because that's why I really want to work in porn. I would love to produce or direct porn. For the simple fact, in Ebony, they don't give us great quality all the time.
Yeah.
And the only time we get great quality is when we have a different race included.
Sure.
So I can't say Ebony, unfortunately. Like most straight women, I love lesbian porn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for the reason why, most straight women enjoy lesbian porn is because it's not all the riffraff. It's more of seduction. It's more of, I'm just trying to turn myself on. Right. And women are easier, turned on by one another. Positional. I'm all about camera angles. I'm huge on camera angles. I need to see it happening. If I'm watching, heterosexual sex, a man and a woman, I need to see it. I need to see it go in there. I need to see it come out of there. I'm visual about my porn. But category, I would have to go with the family affairs. The stepmom sleeps with the stepson.
A little plot.
Yeah, a little plot twist. A little, I like that. Or the little infidelity. I like the horny housewives. That plumbers come in. Oh, I love burglary porn. That's a category I do love. I love the intruder that sleeps with the woman. You don't steal nothing out the house.
Nothing.
But you get some coochie. So I like that. That's I'm all across the board. You can't really put me in a box because I love sex gifs. So it just depends on if it turns me on, the positions.
Okay.
I had asked earlier what was the most weird one, but story or case you had. But what was one where you felt, I say, real genuinely happy that you helped that person?
I've had a few of those because I love couples that are willing to build. I love couples that are willing to enhance each other. So I've had a few cases like that. But one was when a woman was very willing and the man, he wasn't as willing to open up sexually. And when I first met the couple, he wasn't for the toys. He was a one position per nut type of guy. At the end of the case, he was able to open up. He was able to go longer. He was able to change positions for her, be more of a, man sexually for her. And she was able to understand sometimes she was able to understand it was going to take him time to do because in his previous relationships, that's all he had to do. His sexual experience compared to hers was lacked. So I really genuinely love that case with them because now, and this is I dealt with them. They were one of my first. I dealt with them back in 2015.
Wow.
2015 up until the beginning of this year. So their growth has been years of change, but it happened. So it was cool.
Well, have you heard of people eating certain foods that can increase their sex drive?
Yeah, that's goofy. That's really goofy.
Really?
It's goofy. Yeah. Now I believe in herbals, not cannabis, but herbal. Well, I believe in cannabis, but herbals for sex that can intensify it. I don't believe in those pill enhancers and things of that nature. I'm more of a tantric sex enhancer. So tantric sex is orgasm with the breathing, and that's when you and your partner make each other come without touching each other. I'm more of that person. I think the factor of being turned on and aroused can happen without those stimulants.
Yeah.
You don't need those things. I think you can communicate with your partner most things about you that turns them on. You can tell them, okay, well, this about you turns me on, this about you, and focus in on those things, and it'll always be great. Certain foods and certain stimulants, no. Keep a clean, if you keep a clean diet, you'll keep a clean taste.
Okay.
So that's how I see it. If you keep clean hygiene, you'll keep a clean scent.
Yeah.
And like I tell people all the time, vagina is not supposed to smell like roses. It's not.
Yeah.
It has a smell. It doesn't have a stench. It shouldn't have an odor, but it does have its own distinct smell.
Right.
So I think sometimes women get fruit.
Yeah.
Peaches, limes, strawberries, grapes. No, it'll never smell like that. It'll never taste like that. Yeah. And women say, you taste so good. It's clean. That's what they mean. You taste fresh. You taste clean. You taste like a woman. You taste like a vagina is supposed to taste. Mm-hmm. And it's not like what they eating off the dinner plate. No. It's goofy.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. How's the best way to tell a man to find a woman's G-spot?
Well, what a lot of men don't know, a curved man has an advantage. Because a woman G-spot goes upward. Mm-hmm. So it's all about positions. Okay. I find my G-spot gets stimulated better when I'm writing. Mm-hmm. Or if what me and my ex that introduced me into the sex industry, us was our lazy sex. Like, we would be horny, but we'd be like, I'm really not for the energy part. Yeah. So our lazy sex, which was from the side. And that was an easy way because it puts you in an angle. Right. So I tell men all the time, angle yourself and always remember a woman's G-spot goes up. So if you can remember that, it goes up. You can always hit it. No matter the size. As I tell people all the time. I've had really great sex with an under average size man, and the average size penis is 5 inches, guys. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different.
Okay.
So I've had sex with under that, and it was amazing. And then I've had sex with very large men. Girl, he was at the party Friday. And it was horrible. You had all that package to do what with?
Nothing.
You did absolutely, positively nothing with it. And it was a disappointment because it looked good and you thought it would have felt good, but you have to know what to do. I know what to do. I can just put you in a position to get mine going. Yeah. But I don't like to have to do that. I like when a man is able to please me. I shouldn't have to please me with you.
Right.
What is your favorite sex position?
Crazy enough, is riding. And that stemmed from that relationship because he used to make me ride. I used to hate to ride.
Yeah, most women.
I hated it. I hated it more of an insecurity I had with myself, and that was my breasts. Mm-hmm. And that's because I felt like they were too large. And then even then, when he started making me ride, I'll keep it wrong. He's like, take it off. I'm like, I don't want to. Like, they're going to fall. Like, I'm top heavy. They're going to fall in your face. He's like, yeah, I'm a man. That's where I want them. Right. And he had to, like, really explain to me a lot of insecurity. That's what I don't have any anymore. That was probably one of the only, I don't have a big butt, and my boobs was too big. That was my mentality. And look, I met him in 2013, so I had that mentality until 2013. And now I don't have an insecurity, and that's because one thing he did teach me, things that we find unattractive, the most things that we find unattractive about ourselves, men find very attractive. And unfortunately, something my mom told me a long time ago, vagina don't have a face. Mm-hmm. And you'll be wondering why a lot of these women out here that don't even have it together or they look horrible, always keep them in. And that's because they don't have those type of insecurities because they know what's up. Mm-hmm. They already know, that's so. It's funny, for my least favorite position was riding. It's my most favorite position now. And that's because I have the control. I control when I come and I control when you come. And that's fun. That's fun for me. Doggy style used to be my favorite, but that was very immature of me. I still love it, don't get me wrong. But riding is definitely my favorite now.
Okay. Well, how can women increase their secureness in the bedroom? Say if they're not too confident in their body size, or they've never felt, that they fit fit the ideal look of how a woman should be built as far as her dimensions and whatnot? How should she?
The first thing a woman should attack with that is knowing that if every woman had a small waist, every woman had a big behind, everybody had nice perky boobs, it would be boring.
Right.
I would hate to see the same built man all the time. I would hate to see the same size man. And that's coming from a woman that doesn't have a particular type. If you line the guys that I've dated up, nothing about them is the same. And that's because we're supposed to be like that. There's supposed to be diversity. Know that your body is unique. No one has a body like you. So that's what makes you unique. Even if you do have the small waist, the big behind, because even those women are insecure. Every woman has an insecurity within her somewhere. Even if she doesn't want to show it or tell it or be honest about it, it exists. Just know that men like it. They like the diversity. They like that you are different from the last person that they had. And learn how, don't only go on based on what they like yourself. Stand in that mirror naked. Walk around your house naked. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Lord, I have roller skates. I used to roller skate on my wood floor naked in my house. Just by myself. By myself. That's how you learn to love yourself. Yeah, I might have 2 stomachs here, a roll there. I got this one uncontrollable roll that just gets on my nerves. But that's what makes me unique. Men like to grab it. So, I mean, hey, if you don't be uncomfortable, be comfortable with yourself. The more comfortable you are with yourself in the bedroom, you come in with a confident attitude. A man can't play on those type of things. Yeah. He has to go with your flow. If you come in with those type of insecurities, he can always use those to your disadvantage.
Where do you see your studio, your company, your brand 5 years from now?
Woo! Even though I love this space will always be special to me. It won't be here. I don't see myself in Houston in 5 years. I see myself in Miami in 5 years. I see myself a published author in 5 years. I see myself as a homeowner in 5 years. In 5 years, I see myself as a wife in 5 years. Maybe not a mother just yet, because in 5 years I'll be 30. In 5 years, I see my company being huge in the sex entertainment industry. I do, because the big shots that were there prior to aren't there anymore. Like Hugh Hefner, he's now passed on. Playboy, we only get it quarterly per year, so we're only getting 4 issues a year when it used to come out every month. That's the magazine Sex World I can jump in. Hugh Hefner, he owned a Playboy mansion. I would love to be Madame. My first event at Prairie View was auctioning off men. I would love to have a service company for escorts, but men. So I see my company being very broad. I see myself in 5 years having my own sex network on cable television. Everything written, produced by me. And that's sitcoms, that's, relationship talk shows, that's pretty much production series that come on, just to, enhance soft porn. There was HBO After Dark. There'd be a station. I haven't got my station name yet because Paige J is too young. It's too long. But my station would have an After Dark. I see my brand being very marketable, high ranked, and top of the adult entertainment industry.
What advice would you give to other entrepreneurs in the media field, or just in general?
Don't quit. You won't get there faster quitting. Don't let anyone, especially someone that doesn't have a passion for something, they're just doing it because it's a paycheck, try to diminish you and your passion because the money is not coming in right then, right there. Don't let no one take your creativity from you. Treat your craft like your child. You would care for your child, you would love on your child, you'll never let anyone disrespect your child. And just keep going, because you're growing, and it might be, have faith of a mustard seed, and you'll see how big of an oak tree you can grow. That'd be my advice to upcoming entrepreneurs.